Hello and welcome to Jans and Books and Everything Fine. My name is Nina. I'm coming to you from the rural area here in Germany. You can find me on Ravelry and Instagram as Michaela Luna. Welcome to all new viewers and especially welcome to all the returning viewers. Every comment is highly appreciated. Maybe you can tell me how you like this podcast. That would be fine because until now I only had a comment or some comments from one of my friends, and so I don't know, perhaps you can tell me how you think about this podcast, and if I should record more podcasts, or if I should better stop it because there are so many better podcasts out there. I don't know. Maybe you can tell me because it's taking some time to record a podcast. Sometimes I need to redo it because I'm babbling too much and everything, and then the uploading process takes the same amount of time as recording. So yes, I would like to get some comments on if I should do any more podcasts or if this should be the last one. So or if you don't want to tell me anything about how this podcast is liked, maybe you can tell me something to the things I'm gonna show you. That's so that I see that people are watching this podcast. That would be also really great. Okay, a short reference on European and German law. This video will contain advertising, but I've self-bought everything I'm gonna show to you. I'm not paid for it, so I hope you like it. There was no finished object last week because it was way too hot. The heat wave is still going on and I don't like the heat, so I couldn't concentrate in the evening. Knitting wasn't possible for me. The Pincher shawl is still a work in progress, and it looks like this. This is where I started, and this is how much I've knit on it. 5 more feathers need to be done before I can bind off. Hope you can see the colors. Yes. The yarn is this is how much yarn I've got left. I've weighed it on my scale and it's enough for 5 more feathers. The yarn is by Ponderosa. The backside, her internet address. It's Luxus High Twist, luxurious high twist. It's a shawl and sock yarn, 80% merino extra fine, 20% polyamide, 100 grams, 400 meters. The colorway is Polarlichter, Polar Lights, Aurora Borealis, and it's really, really soft, and these colors are really, really beautiful. You can't see it because I needed to put down something before my window because the sun is shining right through the window, so the colors aren't true. But it's a beautiful violet and a light green and a turquoise with white. And it's living in this beautiful bag here. With an anchor attached to it. It's by Taliana. She has or had a Davanda shop. I'm not sure if she's opening a new shop at Etsy, but I bought this bag and another one from her last year. no handles or anything, but very roomy and enough for a shawl or a sock knitting project. So the pincher shawl is living in this bag. The pincher shawl pattern is a free pattern that you can find on Ravelry and on Knitty.com. It was published on Knitty, and the patterns by, I always forget her name, Pinpilan Vangsai. Yes, the knitting needles I'm using for this are by Adi lace knitting needles in 3.5 millimeters on 80 centimeter circular needles. I got them with a knitting magazine for free. Okay, I paid for the knitting magazine, and this was an extra on this magazine. So that's my first whip. But yesterday I started another whip. I started the Drizzle socks. It's a pattern by Debbie Reese, a paid-for pattern that you can find on Ravelry. Debbie Reese is one of the sisters from the Periscoping Sisters. They have a podcast here on YouTube, and they have a group on Ravelry. And in her group, or in their group, better to pronounce it like this, in their group they are having a call for a knit along for the Drizzle socks. The call will end on September 1st, and I cast on with this beautiful yarn the Drizzle socks. I only knit some rounds for the cuff, for 5, I don't know right now. I'm knitting 2 at a time, cuff down. The sock pattern is written for knitting them cuff down on a circular needle, and I'm using 2.5 millimeter needles from Knit Pro, their Zing edition. And yes, that's how much I've knit, and that's how it's looking until now. Some grays, some yellows. The yarn is by Fiber for the People. I got it on Etsy. No, I don't know, not on Etsy. She has her own website, fiberforthepeople.yarn.com. I'm too sorry. She has her own website. It's her MCN base, 4-ply, 436 yards on 100 grams, 80% merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon, and the colorway is Seagull, a light gray with a golden yellow and some black speckles. Last time I showed this to you, it was in a skein. Now I've rewound it into a cake. I'm knitting one strand from the inside for the one sock and the other one from the outside for the other sock, so I can knit them 2 at a time, and I don't have to split this beautiful cake into 2. Okay, it's really soft because it's MCN base, and yes. So, and the project is living in this beautiful Slytherin bag by Stitching Plaza. I choose to use this project bag because the call ends on September 1st, and the school year in Hogwarts will begin on September 1st. So I thought, perfect. Okay, I am really happy how this yarn knits up, and I can't wait to see how it progresses with the pattern. 10 more rows for the cuff, and then the pattern for the main leg will start. So I can't wait to see it. I will knit on it this evening. I'm sure. So the pincher shawl will have to wait a bit longer before I will finish it. So we're heading right into New Inn. I see we have just 10 minutes recorded until now, so this will be a really short episode 5, but it's okay. So New Inn. We've been to a flea market today, and there I got this beautiful brooch. Don't know if you can see it, but little straw flowers inside. I'm not sure how old this is, if it's from the 70s or a bit older, but I really liked it. My boyfriend found this, and he remembered where he had seen it when we went back to the car, and so I got there and bought it. And pinned it to my shirt right away, because why not? Then I found this book while being on the flea market. It's a handicraft book. It's from 1990, and it's mainly on knitting, but it also contains crochet, sewing, stitching, and so on. And especially the pullover patterns are really beautiful. Some beautiful cable patterns, Aran patterns, also some sock patterns, and yes, I still need to look through it, but the first look into it was really great. So many things to appreciate. That was everything we found on the flea market. Only these 2 things for me, nothing for him. But it's okay. It was so hot that we couldn't concentrate. More than 30 degrees Celsius here, and no shadows we could escape into. We had some ice cream, but it wasn't cooling down enough. So we were happy when we could leave, when we had a first look through all the flea market stands there, and so it was okay. Then I got me some yarn from Idee Kreativ. It's a chain store here in Germany. I've told you about it before. Last time I've showed to you some skeins of Wollerödel cotton stretch. I think violet and a dark turquoise I bought it, and I thought about getting some more skeins when I saw that the balls had 79% cotton, 18% polyamide, 3% elite on 210 meters for 50 grams, and it could be really used really well for summer socks, for knitting summer socks. And I remembered that they had some beautiful rusty red, so I went there, and yes, I was lucky. They were still on sale. This is the rusty red, 2 skeins, and still 50% on sale for this 2 balls. The colorway number is moment. This 6374. And then I also got these 2 skeins of the same yarn in a very warm brown color. It's 6356. I will show them next to each other, the rusty red and the warm brown. And they also had a dark blue. It was a blue we call Schalke blue. And because I dislike Schalke, it's a football club here in Germany, and I really don't like them, and my boyfriend really don't like them too. So I thought, no, this blue, no. So I only got 2 skeins of the rusty red and of the warm light brown, and I'm really happy with this. I'm not sure which pattern to knit with them, but they're really great for socks. I saw some nice socks with this yarn on Ravelry when I had a look into the yarn there, and so I knew I needed to get them. Okay, what next? Oh yes, I also got me a backpack, a nice backpack. This one here. It's from Reisenteer. It has a lot of little extra where I can put things into, and I got it because of hiking. Yes, I started to take long walks or hiking trips, short hiking trips, something in between, and I need to take some things with me, my or some money, my portemonnaie, and something to drink and everything. And I decided I need free hands, and a backpack would be really, really handy. And I found this one, and I got it. It has a nice handle up here, so I can also just take it in my hands if I don't wish to have it over my shoulders, so everything's fine. It also might contain a book or some knitting. Who knows? It's really great. So much space in it. Perfect. So this was everything new in. Oh, this episode nears its end because the last theme is books. Yes. I finished this one last week, at the beginning of last week. Marilyn Monroe, My Story in English. It was from, need to have a look in it. It was from 1974 by Milton H. Green. This German version is from October 1980, and it's written from the perspective of Miss Marilyn Monroe itself, and it was really interesting. I've read 2.5, I have to admit, 2.5 books on Marilyn Monroe and her life before. This was the third full book I've read. The half one is more like a picture biography. It contains a lot of pictures on her, and I haven't looked it through to the end, but written biography, this is the third one. So different perspectives on her life and on aspects of her life, which I really liked. And reading right now, I'm this. It's a book by G.A. Aiken. The German title is Dragon Heat. The English title is Bring the Heat. It's from her Dragon series, and yes, it's just the next title, the newest one that came out just some days ago. I will have to. Oh, it's this German edition is from June 2018, so it came out last month, and as every other book from this series, it's really great, and I'm liking it. I hope to finish it within this week, but maybe I will need a bit longer. It's okay, because why not? It's due to the heat. In the morning while commuting to work, it's easy to read, but when I'm commuting back home, it's just I'm mostly sitting right there in the bus and hoping to be home really fast, because I don't like it. Oh yeah, so this book will travel with me I think the whole week. Yes. So that's it. Something more to tell you? No. We've been working a bit yesterday. there were some clouds up in the sky, so it wasn't that much heat, so much sun burning down. So in the evening we decided, okay, a short walk would be great. But when we came back home, we were very happy to be home again. And sorry, sorry. Okay, sorry. On Friday we stayed home, I think. Yes, on Friday we stayed home. On Thursday we had a long walk in the Kruger Park here in Essen, where I'm from, or where we are from. It's a big park near the city, and we really liked it there because there is a little wood inside and a little lake, and it was a bit cooler within the trees, and we liked it to be there and to get some fresh air. Yes, that's it. The flowers on my balcony are in full bloom. The first ones are through with their blooming, but most of them are still full of little flowers, and but they need a lot of water. They really need a lot of water. It's way too dry here. We had a bit of rain on Wednesday, but it wasn't enough because the heat wave came back the next day. Yes. So we have to wait and see how this will go on. I don't know. A bit more rain would be great, for sure. But weather, you can't do anything about it, so we have just to wait and see. And autumn will come soon, I think. Maybe, maybe not, we'll see. Okay, I don't know anything more to tell you. Just a short episode to update you, and I think we will see each other next weekend. If you like to see me again. If I don't hear anything of anyone from you, then I will do another episode for sure, but it would be much nicer if I hear a bit from you. So, see you next time. Have a nice evening. Goodbye.